to show you what you've been missing. I see your future pursuing you, shawty. I guess you can call it convention. Loving you 24 ain't no days out. The job isn't finished. Telling you it did it, so let me shoot my shot. Just let me shoot my shot. Throwing it up, just let it drop. As if this one moment's all we got. Let me shoot my. Light 'em up, I'm trying to get on.
We'll see the Indiana Pacers and the Toronto Raptors. Thanks for joining us here at 2K Sports for today's game. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter is Allie LaForce. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. And there's the call on Scotty Barnes. That's his first foul of the game. When it comes to these two teams, Grant, you have to expect they'll be relying on their front courts to get it done here.
Yeah, I think that's right, B.A. It should be an old-fashioned battle amongst the bigs. And whoever gets the edge in that matchup, I think gets the W. But we'll see.
And you look at Ingram, and he is just so long, covering a ton of space. Exceptionally fast in transition, too.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Here's Barrett, and he drives in.
And Barrett's teammates and coaches love when he shows some edge, slashing to the rim with purpose.
Here's Halliburton. Tipped. Barnes drives in. Oh, he just slams it right over Pascal Siakam.
There's so much athleticism. Barnes explodes off the floor for the big jam. Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
And while the Raptors are rebuilding, they're not bottoming out like some teams out there, Grant.
Yeah, they have some pieces. I mean, some young guys who can really play. And with the lottery odds flattened out in the play-in tournament, that middle road is more agreeable than in years past.
Now here's Barnes. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to be on Ivica Zubac. A skill Scotty Barnes definitely possesses is the ability to guard multiple positions, Grant.
Yeah, he has that blend of quickness and length to smother shooters, and he has the strength to deal with bigger guys, too.
And about 2 minutes into the first quarter here. It's stolen by Halliburton. Fires the three. Barnes with the rebound.
I think everybody in the building expecting him to make that collective shot.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul.
You know, Ingram is quiet about the work he puts in after practice and before games. This is a guy who just never stops trying to improve, though, and that's shown up in how he's grown as a player.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What? I mean, the throw down at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And here's Siakam for three. Counted from distance. Siakam's got 5 points.
Yeah, how about Siakam right there, coming right back and sinking the three?
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Scotty Barnes letting everyone know. He said, I'm a great defender. I feel like it doesn't really get talked about enough. I guard whoever, 1 through 5. That's what I pride myself on and what I'm ready to do every time I step on the floor.
Dude, why are you leaving? Bro, it's cheese. Oh my God.
It's the Eastern Conference on display featuring the Detroit Pistons. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, on the sidelines as well. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
And really a combo forward with a solid outside touch. Harris is the ideal fit for the modern NBA.
The Pistons on offense. It's a three-point game. Well, this league has some of the world's best athletes. But Asar Thompson, like his brother Amen, Tim, they're on another level.
Yeah, this guy has a top-tier burst and relentlessness to make things happen. He's already a stopper at the defensive end.
Here's Barnes. Good D by Thompson.
That's a missed opportunity, and that is one he would love to have back.
Robinson, that's good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Barnes. And Barry slams it in.
Nice job by Barry. Just understanding where he needed to be to make that play successful.
Cunningham. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Barnes can't get it to go. The Pistons with a quick start to this game. Thompson outside. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Murray Boyle. Barnes looking around.
Oh,
Rebound,
Scotty,
Detroit.
you silly.
And here's Cunningham.
Yeah.
Count that bucket.
And smart choice by Cunningham, using the floater to get that one to go.
That's a 2 from Barnes. Barnes with another miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Harris's shot is off. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Raptors. Trailing here by 8. There's a screen. And slam dunk by Ingram.
More and more we see Ingram attack on the drive and convert it. His length and skill allow him to do so many things.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic wants his team to be very competitive on the defensive end. He said, quote, covering for each other, protecting the paint, taking away corner threes, and making a team effort. Everybody's got to chip in. Back to you.
All for 1. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks.
And right where he wants to be. It's so dangerous letting Barnes get inside like that.
And Tim, the improvement for the Detroit Pistons keyed by acquiring veteran floor spacers. You must like that aspect, am I right?
Yeah, I love that, Kevin. The fact that they have a star offensive player and they went out and added guys that can create more space for their best player and also have become a great defensive team.
Raptors trailed by 7. It's Ingram on the wing. And he lays it straight in.
And I love it when Ingram works for that high percentage look. Such a high basketball IQ.
Here's Cunningham. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now, here's Barrett. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ingram. And another basket for Toronto.
And working away from the ball, Ingram thrives in the catch and shoot. A player you have to stay connected to on defense.
Here's Thompson. And And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Pistons ahead. Up by 17. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Raptors trailed by 5. Tim, what a ride it's been for sharpshooter Duncan Robinson.
Well, there is no doubt about it, Kevin. He's the only player ever to take part in both a men's Division III and Division I championship game. Then, after going undrafted, he goes on to start in the NBA Finals. He has really come a long way. Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Near the three-point line, it's Ingram. Again, Toronto.
And known for the jump shot, Ingram needs to keep firing away with confidence from that spot.
Outside Robinson. Trying to find Jackson Davis and gets it to him. Ingram wide open. Drains the three-pointer. Ingram's got 11 points.
A solid shooter from outside the arc. Ingram is fantastic at realizing when he should take those shots.
Into the lane. It's stolen by Duren. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Cunningham. Nice D from Barrett. Raptors trailed by 3. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standards, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
And stolen by Harris. Thompson outside. Robinson for 3. The Pistons rebound. Ingram with the steal. One-on-one here. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And we've seen this type of effortless dominance from Ingram before, growing accustomed to carrying the load.
And then Cunningham with the dunk.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
Kick, that's good. Tim, in your career, you played at every level of basketball, pro and college, and before. What's the single biggest change in your mind as far as professional basketball outside the NBA?
Well, Kevin, I think globally the level of play has just risen dramatically. There's a much greater belief now that you can actually make it to the league, even if you're playing outside this country. And then the G League has created a much more streamlined path for those who want to work their way into the league.
G League has been terrific.
Sure has.
We've got 1:23 left here in the second. Pass to Walter. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. Walters got the lead up to 1 now for the Raptors. Stewart is screen. Driving the lane. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And so quickly we'll bring it up for Toronto. Pass to Barnes. That's a bucket. His third of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs. Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Barnes left side. Stolen by LeVert. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Herter, no good. The Raptors with the lead. On the wing quickly. Here's Walter. And a miss there on the triple. Out to the wing. Here's Holland. Stewart. And the dunk by Stewart. Now, here's Quickly. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. 31. And we'll be back right after this. 31. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And Tim, of the teams that were not in the playoffs or even in the play-in last season, you can make a case the Raptors among many teams that have a lot of potential to get there this year.
Yeah, I agree, and you could also put the Spurs in that conversation too. But if you're just looking at the East, the Raptors could easily climb back into relevance as their young talent develops.
And it's the Raptors ball. And that's a foul. Called on Ron Holland. That's his first foul. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot, guys. RJ Barrett, the son of a pro hoops player. He said, quote, as a youngster, my dad programmed me to be aggressive. He always told me, go to the rim, live in the paint. When you do that, you not only score, but you force the whole defense to collapse, and you can make easy plays to hit shooters. Guys?
Playing with purpose. Allie, as always, we appreciate your reporting.
Going for a dunk, Ingram uses that physicality, clearing the defense out of his way.
Shots good by Jenkins.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Toronto working the ball around now. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3, Ingram. Rebound by the Pistons. Now Detroit moving it up. Shots good by Jenkins.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
In this league, you run whenever you can. It's so much easier to score in transition.
Here's Ingram. Driving inside. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Great job of just letting that play develop. Ingram certainly liked you there.
You know, Tim, regardless of where he's playing, Caris LeVert has always found a role.
Well, there's a lot to like, Kevin. He can defend as well as create offensively, and that means he's going to be in your rotation.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So it's both teams making substitutions here. To the paint. Here's Duren. Softly drops in the floater. Duren's got his second basket.
Watching the trajectory on a floater never gets old. One of the most fun ways to score that this league has.
On the wing, Harris. For the tie. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Raptors leading by 3. And here's quickly for 3. It's not going to go for him. Now Jenkins, 5 points in the game. That evens the score. Robinson's got 12.
That's a breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
Onside, Barrett. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Jenkins. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, if he's going to be covered like that, he has to continue to take that shot.
Quickly with it. No scoring in this one. It's hauled in by Harris. .119 left in the third quarter.
Damn.
Shots good by Jenkins. Toronto with the ball. Trailing by 4. Faster quickly. Here's Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intention.
Here's Duren. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Jalen Duren is certainly a force, Tim, in this NBA. He's a nightly double-double.
Well, he looks like a bouncer at a nightclub, but you forget how young this guy is. If he keeps improving like this, Kevin, he has a chance to be one of the premier bigs in this league.
I was going to say the same thing about you, but I'll call you a Greek god as opposed to a bouncer in a ball. How's that?
I much prefer the Greek god description. Well, the defense needs to be better there. They gave way too much space.
Right side Robinson. A 3-ball. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play. That's going to send Emmanuel quickly to the line. That one on Harris. And here is Jenkins. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Quickly. Connects from 3-point range. Quickly's got 6 here in this quarter.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Yeah, there's really been an uptick in intensity. Just look at the way these guys are battling on the...
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Toronto leading by 3. Driving in. Shed, that's good.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
This is what the fans came to see. A lot of great plays going back and forth.
Cunningham left side. Inside. And the dunk by Stewart.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
And you know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
And he's keeping the game within striking distance. I don't know where they'd be without his shooting.
The 3. And again, Detroit with the 3.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
And that is great leadership. He certainly has that clutch gene that every team needs.
Tries it from 19. And that one swishes right in. Cunningham's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
And I like how composed Cunningham is. Lets the game and his shots come to him.
Now here's Ingram. 5 on the clock. Stolen by Robinson. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Count it! And look at how the hustle game has been going for Detroit.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
Rejected by Harris.
And using his long arms there to his advantage. Opponents got to be mindful of Harris's defensive capabilities.
Cunningham inside. Puts it right back up and in.
Yes, sir. Cade Cunningham embracing the role of a leader.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. The Pistons making a change here. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. And a big reason their team is down, the three-point line. Coach saying in the huddle, we have to battle on the perimeter. They're outplaying us from the arc. Guys?
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you. Barrett. The basket is good.
I love seeing Barrett cash in there. He knows he has what it takes to finish through contact.
Here's Thompson. It's stolen by Barrett. The dunk to punctuate.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Well, not all turnovers are created equal. Live ball turnovers lead to that.
And he makes that one count.
Just a fantastic decision maker. Cunningham giving it up in that two-man set.
Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Thompson. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 14-6 run. Rob. Outside Ingram. He takes it in, and he jams it in.
A score in any situation. The high stakes just motivate Ingram.
Cunningham drives in.
Come on, Scotty. Damn.
Whoa, the nerves on this guy.
Completely unfazed by what's at stake. That's just clutch.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Dick with the steal. Ingram.
Come on, man.
Cunningham looking around.
Oh, this nigga big.
He drills the three.
Nice play. They're now in control. Just have to play smart, solid defense here. No quick buckets and no easy threes. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Now Barnes fires the three. The three goes down.
Coming up with the goods there. Barnes showing he can deliver. And that was almost a block still.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Hold on. Do I need to clip this entire game if I hit this game winner? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You know who it's going to. You know who it's going to. Oh my God, he got so damn lucky. Oh my God, he got so damn lucky, bro. Oh.
Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. And we've heard some coaches complaining about players getting away with traveling. Is that something, Greg, the league needs to clean up?
Give me that shit.
It's inevitable that a few of those calls are going to be missed. But listen, you'd rather have that than officials whistling travels that didn't happen.
Hell no.
Just two to shoot.
Oh.
No good there.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
And the whistle blows, it's going to be on Asar Thompson. And that'll be his third foul so far. Here's Dick. It's stolen by Duren.
Great anticipation defensively. He saw the ball coming before it even left the passer's hands. Well, controlling your heart rate in big moments like this is something that coaches talk about, and this guy can do it.
Cunningham.
Yo.
Down by Barnes. And there's a whistle that goes on Scotty Barnes. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's the screen. Here's Thompson. Takes the three.
Yeah.
He misses the putback. Albert. Pocket pass to the
Yes. Okay, bro. Boy, had me down. He still fought through. Oh, man. Scotty's Brandon.
He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Cunningham.
Oh, sir.
By Ingram. Raptors leading by 5.
Oh, put the dagger in that.
Barnes.
Yeah, you got to be careful how you guard Barnes, especially when he's in attack mode.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
No mistakes there. Good free throws to give them just a little bit more cushion. Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
And you can see how it energizes the entire team.
And you got to admire the tenacity from
Hey.
seeing him take charge like that.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Scotty with the clams. Let's go, man. Stop playing over here talking about some bells.